Yang berhormat Saudara Datuk Seri Makil Manyin, Minister of Education, Science and Technological Research and Datin. Yang berhormat Saudara Dr. Ini apa dilupa nama you? Dr. Anwar Rafai, Assistant Minister of Education, Science and Technological Research. Yang berhormat Datuk Roland Saga and Datuk Dr. Jarib, also Assistant Ministers. Ahli-ahli yang berhormat, Director of Education, Pengarah Pendidikan Sarawak, Puan Rogayah, Permanent Secretary to the Ministry, Datuk Sudarsono, Permanent Secretary to Ministry of Agriculture pun ada, Saudara Iqbahun, Datuk Iqbahun, seterusnya Head of Department, Community Leaders and our esteemed students. First of all, I would like to express my appreciation to Datuk Seri Makil Manyin and his team for inviting me this morning at Kampung Pichin and to launch this special program to improve English amongst population of Sarawak through, in Serian, of course, it's a Serian English language Proficiency initiative. I would like to congratulate the PPD Serian under the supervision of the Ministry of Education, Science and Technological Research for their initiative to launch this program. And I must say here that I was quite surprised with the performance of students here. It is beyond my expectation. Number one, when we talk about robotic and autonomous technology, apparently the student from Chunghua has commanded the technology. When they showed me how the technology is used to absorb impurities in water. And the second is it's controlled by the sensor. The sensor controls the movement of the equipment, while at the same time the sensor can control how to absorb the impurities without any connection at all, using the wave and the signal. I must congratulate the Chunghua students. Now, if I were to talk about driverless car without driver, autonomous car running in Serian, that means the Serian people know that there's such technology on autonomous car. You are as good as China and Korea. And that is what we call creativity. And just now, Sandra talking about global economy. Makil Manyin felt that he's now belakang, sudah, outdated in terms of economic language. She was talking about China with over 1 billion population, selling a pen costing 1 ringgit and become a billionaire. Of course, on the assumption that everybody in China is buying her pen. That is assumption. But the fact is that she can relate market demand to product supply, which is really what we want. Another thing is the integration of economy, where market is no longer a problem, provided you have the connectivity between the supply chain and the market. Meaning, Serian people already know about digital economy. I don't have to explain. But the only gap is, the gap in this connectivity is how you manage the device, the machine that will connect you with the global market. Meaning you must have the handphone, you must know clouding, you must know fiber optic, you must know conductor, how this signal travels. Meaning you must know the device. Unfortunately, we cannot produce the device. People who are producing this device are from Silicon Valley, from China, from Korea, from Japan. And these inventors are using English. They sell the phone together with the manual. Manual how you operate the phone. They sell drone with manual. How to operate the drone in English. Except if Korea is producing the drone, there is also translation in Korean. Unfortunately, we cannot speak Korean. We cannot understand Korean language. But English is universal language. When I became chief minister, I studied the economic ecosystem. I said, Pensri said, if only Sarawak had a population of 5 million, then the economy will be prosperous. But we are not working hard enough. Our population only 2.8 million. Even though the Muslims are capable to have 4, not easy also. Permission must be there. Once permission granted, then you can. But Datin cannot give permission to me. Meaning, we are having small population. And that become hindrance to some, saying that your market is restricted to 2.8 million. That was the time of Pensri time. But our time now is different. Because your market is global. And it is the result of connectivity, where the world is integrated. When you want to hear news about Donald Trump, just a matter of seconds, you know what Donald Trump is doing because of connectivity. And the same applies with our economy. Our economy now integrated with the world, and you must be able to connect the world with the language that they can understand. The buyer and the seller understand the language. And in this case, whether you like it or not, English is the lingua franca. Even technological lingua franca. So when we launch our digital economy, it has to be driven together with our command of language. And English is universal. But you can learn more than one. Bahasa Malaysia is our national language. We have accepted that. as national lingua franca. But Malaysia only 30 million. Of course, we want to extend to Indonesia, 300 million with Bahasa Indonesia. The common word, the root word is the same, but sometimes pronunciation is different. Pak, you have to address Pak, whether it's really your Bapa or not. But you have to address them as Pak. Bagaimana Pak? Hari ini enteng ke Pak? Indonesian. But to us Bapa is Ayah. And our address Malaysia is Encik. Meaning there are differences, though the root word is the same. Indonesia, Brunei, but in ASEAN, of course, we have this Malay language as a lingua franca. But we haven't got the technology produced by us. We have to rely on Silicon Valley. Now there is a new technology, how to pay in a financial transaction. A new technology now where you can use new software by just using your handphone number for you to pay money to your friend or to the seller. New technology software. I was just about to launch Sarawak Pay. We are now launching our Sarawak Pay using QR code. But today, there's a new technology already. You don't have to use QR code, but you use your phone number. Only the phone number you can pay and credit to the other person's account. Just imagine, it's just like dialing your phone. There's a new software already. We in Sarawak just about to launch our Sarawak Pay. You have another technology. And we are going to do that. Sarawak also want to have that technology. And we are working now to have mobile payment using a new software. I'm very fortunate when we set our Sarawak Multimedia Authority, we have on board all professionals, including one chap, the name is Jeffrey from Silicon Valley. He is the founder of Cisco, C-I-S-C-O, Cisco company, founder. And he was telling me, nowadays, nothing can be your hindrance. It's just the new software. And he's helping us. Meaning, the integration of economy is already one, the whole world. So when I launched digital economy, which we cannot say no, but we must prepare our people. That's why in the reshuffle, I formed the new ministry, Ministry of Education, Science and Technological Research, and headed by Cikgu Michael Manyin. Cikgu always Cikgu. Meaning Cikgu has to know the latest knowledge. Tapi jangan surrender dulu, madah you outdated by Sandra. Because this thing of knowledge is dynamic. And we have to know new knowledge through reading as well as journal. And the world has changed because of new knowledge. And therefore, English is important. Otherwise, you are outdated. Another thing is this. Sarawak has resources. In terms of biodiversity, we have. In terms of water, we have. In terms of sun, we have. all are there. These are all energy-driven economy. Now we have hydro. Okay, hydro is what? Water. It's just waterfall turning the turbine, produce current. It's just a matter of dynamo. I went to one kampung. They said, what is this hydro turbine? I said, just like a dynamo of a bicycle. Bicycle dynamo. When you have your bicycle, the dynamo is, stuck with your tire, and then it pushing, produce current for your bulb. It's the same thing. That one was because of you move, your dynamo is turning, the same principle where the waterfall turn the turbine, produce current, but water. Number two, now there is a technology where you separate hydrogen and oxygen in water, H2O, through a membrane, and you produce energy through hydrogen. Imagine if we have a technology to separate hydrogen and oxygen from water. We can sell our hydrogen. And hydrogen now is used for train, to move train, kereta api. And these are all something available in Sarawak. What we need is just technology, and to learn that, we have to understand physics, chemistry, and mathematics. Plus, to understand that, you must have English. Without English, you cannot understand. But once you have command of English, you can understand. That is why last year, I set up this ministry, Education, Science, and Technological Research, headed by Datuk Sri Makarmanyin, Anwar, and Sudarsono, the civil team, civil service team. And that will work together with our aspiration to become a state that develops through global integration in our economy. So, ladies and gentlemen, because of that, we have to groom our young, who become the engine of growth, the engine that will develop new models of our economy through adding value to our resources, including agriculture. Dato' Ahmad Douglas Uga, with the support of Ik Pahon, they are talking about developing Greater Kuching as an agriculture area that will use technology as an example to the rest. Sometimes seeing is believing. If you're talking about fertigation, you're talking about sensor, nobody will believe it unless they see it. So we have one in Kampung Rampangi, where people now coming to see how they produce rock melon. Rock melon produced with technology, using technology. In PBB, I mentioned to our grassroots leaders that nowadays you want to spray fertilizer. You don't have to use that spray anymore with the tank at the back. At the tank at the back, and you spray, and you have to walk in your farm. Now you just use drone. Drone fixed with the sprayer, you put fertilizer, and the drone will spray for you. You just need one device to control the drone. Itu saja. And then your production become more. The yield become more. Technology also. And this is the way we have to change our mindset. Ladies and gentlemen, now talking about changing mindset. I become cikgu juga now. There is a book called Creativity. The author is Cochrane, C-O-C-H-R-A-N-E. According to this writer, he is a management expert and also sociologist. Actually, what is creativity? Creativity, there are three traits, components that must be there if you want our people to be creative. Number one, he must have disruptive mind. I hope for the sake of the journalists, listen properly lah. Because the other day I talk about disruptive, they write destructive. Because it sounds similar. Disruptive and destructive sound similar. Maybe it's not clear that day. That's why they wrote destructive. I saw the newspaper. Aduh, Abang Joe must be something wrong with him. There is no such thing as destructive, but disruptive. Disruptive meaning it's against the norm. If the flow is like that, it's not normal. But if you have new ideas coming in, you disrupt the flow. That become disruptive. D-I-S-R-U-P-T-I-V-E. Terpaksa lah spell. Meaning your ideas is something new, not according to the normal idea. So creativity means you must have that mind. Number two, another component is you must be away from comfort zone. Meaning if you want to be disruptive, there's a challenge. When there is a challenge, you cannot be comfortable. Because there is a challenge. So you have to face the challenge. If you want to face the challenge, meaning you must have self-confidence to face that challenge. That's why I must congratulate the Chung Hua just now. The boy has that confidence in front of Chief Minister, you know, and teaching me. And he faced that challenge. He knows Michael Manyin there, I'm there. But so is it. This will absorb the rubbish floating on water. Wow, they're confident now. So meaning this boy, well, number one, he has found technology to clean water. Number two, he even have the guts to tell the Chief Minister what you should do. And that is a challenge for him. But of course, for me, I take it because it's a learning curve for the boy. And the boy was very confident. You know, I was about this normal. I was about to walk just now towards, the red carpet. He said, sir, you come here. I noticed that just now. He approached me and said, sir, come over here, because he wants to explain to me. That means that boy has potential for the future. That is accepting challenge. Number three, for creativity, is to develop your idea. You develop the new idea. And for that, you must have the command of language. The boy was very confident, and he explained to me in English. Very confident. That means Serian has a very bright future. You have a girl knowing about digital economy, a girl who wants to sell a pen, RM1, selling to 1.3 billion population, become billionaire. Just a pen, you know. You don't have to shout and ask for NCR land. No need. Got land also, no technology. What for? The land look at you, you look at the land. What for? But this girl, pen only pen. No need the 100%, 1.3 billion. If he can sell throughout Sarawak, enough only. Sarawak, 2.7 million. If he can sell to 2.7, millionaire already, huh? 2.7. I mean, that is the ecosystem that we should have. And then our student, with this digital connectivity, they can transform the whole of Sarawak. Finally, I want to share you one thing. Sarawak has to have 3 basic infrastructure. Number 1 is cyber connectivity, to connect either fiber optic, clouding, high-speed internet. You don't have any black spot, meaning you are connected through technology, number 1. Number 2, we must be physically connected through roads. Because you can sell signal, but your vegetable has to travel by road. Vegetable cannot fly, just like internet. Your fruits cannot, meaning we have to upgrade our road infrastructure. And Serian got everything. You got the road. My father came here, no road. And then black again, at night, no power. That time, where got electricity? Kampung Pichin. With Datuk Dagok lah. He was the district officer. And that's why the thing collapsed. Because you cannot see. Everybody flock, then the whole collapse. Luckily, he was safe. If not, he cannot become governor. Because that was after the war, colonial administration. But today, we got. As I said, you got cyber connectivity, the next thing is road. Number 3, water. You must have water supply throughout the state. That's why I launched what I call water grid, state water grid, all the pipe throughout the state. Cost money, never mind, try to get money. Hopefully lah, by July, we have regulatory control on oil and gas. I said regulatory, regulatory control. They have to comply with our law. I have said it, bukan hot air. I will do it for the sake of people of Sarawak. Because Constitution says so. So we comply with our Constitution. We have regulatory control of anybody who want to mine our natural resources, including oil. DAP let them say whatever it is, but I want to deliver. Once you deliver, then people know. At the moment, of course, people are doubtful whether can do or not can do. But Abang Jo will do it. And we will do without any fanfare. Because it is already there in the Constitution. I will abide by the provision of the Constitution. So if you have money, then we build this infrastructure. The moment we got the road, we got fiber optic, cyber security, connectivity, to connectivity, we got water connectivity, everything is there. The only thing is creativity. Now, our education system has to produce creative population. But judging from what I saw this morning, I'm very confident. Now, I'm more confident that I can transform the whole of Sarawak using technology, because 60% of our population are those people below 50 years old, 55. And they are all at least SPM, if not diploma. Meaning they have the basic knowledge, and using basic knowledge with command of English, then they become our player in our economy. So finally, English is important. That is why Datuk Seri Makan Manyin and his team promoting this language. It doesn't mean that we are not patriotic. Bahasa Malaysia is our national language. And we are using Bahasa Malaysia. But if Bahasa Malaysia only, that become the hindrance for us to get other knowledge, which is not in Bahasa Malaysia. If you can have command dual language, English and Bahasa Malaysia and English, I think our future is very bright. And then if you have the third language, for instance Mandarin, then you can sell your pen to China, 1.3 billion people. Without Mandarin, quite difficult also to sell our product to China. If you can, 3 languages. If not, 2 enough. English and Bahasa Malaysia. And that is why we encourage our students to command Bahasa Malaysia as well as English. A very, very important language. Finally, with the permission of cikgu, termasuk Cikgu Kaya, I just want to share with them my tourist guide when I was Minister of Tourism. Ik Pahun was with me. We have this guide, our local guide, whose command of English is not that strong. Then this tourists coming in, and these tourists want to have to visit restroom. So he asked the guide, can you show me a restroom? The guide restroom showed to this tourist couch, chair lah, settee for him to rest. Can I have visit your restroom? Then the guy said, okay, there, you can rest there. Because, you know lah restroom kawan dah berat. So that is reason why if you do not know English, quite difficult, even to interact with the tourists. There are 3 descriptions of restroom. 1 is restroom, 2 is laboratories, 3 is toilet. There are 3, depending where people come from. But when they ask for this restroom, you just imagine, you just rest there. The settee is there, the couch is there. This is no command of English. And the other one, kalau if you only know Bahasa Malaysia, you tend to translate literally. This story, minta maaf cikgu, not you lah. Only medium, Malay medium cikgu lah. He takes over the class of mathematics because that teacher that day was not able to be around because maybe health reason. So this teacher has to take over temporarily class of mathematics, and he's a Bahasa teacher. And then, of course, that simple arithmetic they want to teach 4 minus 2, 4 subtract 2. But he has to use in English. But Malay, as you know, subtract is tolak. 4 tolak 2. Malay lah, Bahasa Malaysia. So he has to translate in English. You try to get the result. 4 push 2. What is the result? With that, once again, thank you very much. And I hope the program will be successful.